Today we're writing equations in slope-intercept form. We want to be able to do this when we're given the slope and a point, the slope and the y-intercept, the graph of the line, and the y-intercept and a point. This one is when we're given the slope and a point. Every slope-intercept form looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. M is your slope. B is your y-intercept. So we already have part of our equation because we can just substitute the slope in. We have y equals -1/2 x. We just need to figure out what b is. In order to figure out what b is, we can actually substitute in this point because this is an x and y value. So we can substitute those values in there and solve for b. Y is 4, so it's 4 equals -1/2 x. We're going to write 6 as 6/1, and then we are solving for b. All right, so on this side we have 4. -1 times 6 is -6. 2 times 1 is 2. And then we've still got our plus b. -6/2 is 3, so we have 4 equals -3 plus b. We add 3 to both sides, and we get b equals 7. So we know that the equation of this line, since it's plus b, we can substitute b in, and it is plus 7. That is the equation of that line. All right, this is when we have the slope, which is m, and the y-intercept. All you have to do is y equals mx plus b. M is our slope, b is our y-intercept. You just need to substitute those numbers in. M equals 4, or slope equals 4, b, or the y-intercept equals -6. So the equation of that line is y equals 4x minus 6. So if you're given the slope and the y-intercept, you just have to write the numbers in the correct places. Just substitute them in the correct place. Next we've got the graph of a line. Once again, it's y equals mx plus b. So I know that my y-intercept is on my y-axis. It's right here, it's -1. So we have y equals, not sure what my slope is yet, x minus 1, because my y-intercept is -1. So I need to use my y-intercept to find another point on the line that intersects on the grid and figure out what my slope is. In this case, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the positive direction, and 1, 2 in the negative direction. So it is -5/2. That is the slope of this line. All right, if we are given 2 points, there's a couple different ways we can do this. In this case, this point is actually my y-intercept, because my y-intercept is when x equals 0. If I have my coordinate plane, every time I am on this y-axis, x equals 0. So I've got my y-intercept right there. So far I have y equals, I don't know what my slope is yet, x minus 3, because that's my y-intercept right there. So I need to substitute my numbers into that equation and solve for m. It goes x and then y in an ordered pair. So I have 4 equals m, we are solving for m, times 3 minus 3. I'm going to rewrite this. So we have 3m minus 3. We add 3 to both sides, and we get 7 equals 3m. Divide by 3, and we find that our slope equals 7/3. So our equation is y equals 7/3 x minus 3. And that's how we write equations in slope-intercept form.